Watch this.
You actually believe this? Like, we never went to the fucking moon, dude. It's so obvious. It's retarded if you believe we went. Like, it's literally retarded. If you can look at the footage that I'm about to put below and believe we still went, you are fucking retarded.
Fucking explain to me. Here you go. The guy's getting off the rocket ship. Who the fuck is filming him? Who's filming him?
A guy?
How'd the fucking guy get up there if this is the first guy that's supposed to be on the fucking moon? A different rocket ship?
I don't know.
So they sent the rocket ship up there. He got off and he's like, all right, come on up now. I'm ready to fucking film. Are you fucking serious?
The same rocket ship?
He's supposed to be the first guy on the moon. It's bullshit. The car. How the fuck did the car fit in that rocket ship? Look, how did that car fit in the rocket ship?
I don't know.
Okay, right. More bullshit. Then the guy's floating around with a big fucking cord to his stomach, and they're telling you that's his fucking, life support. Was it fucking feeding him through the fucking tube like a baby? They fucking, they're bouncing around like a fucking jerk off. Yeah, watch. Let me show you. There it goes. Bye-bye. You know what? I'm gonna stay behind. You guys go back to Earth. I'll fucking die up here. And how the fuck did he get the film back to Earth? Yeah, look, the fake fucking parachute. Hey, we're home now. What happened to the guy back on the moon? They just left him?
I guess so.
Everyone guesses they don't have any fucking facts. Bullshit.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Let's go.
Start backing up, gunfire.
Back up. Alex, go. Back up. All the child will contact, major contact.
Action.
Alex, go.
To the left.
Back up. All the child will contact, major contact.
About 10 minutes later, the second building went off.
Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it. It just blew up. A big explosion. People started running. It was just chaos everywhere.
No second plane. It was a bomb. Bomb in another building, not second plane. That was a bomb. Who said the second plane?
That's what we're told. The second plane. We saw it on television.
Everything.
All right. Thanks a lot. This is.
The first one went off, and then 10 minutes later, this just blew up out of nowhere.
Tell me about that plane.
Well, I didn't recognize it as a plane at first. It looked to me like a charred piece of metal, and I had thought that there was an explosion from within the Trade Center.
From my perspective, I didn't know that it was an airplane that hit the building. I still thought it was a bomb, and everything I saw told me it was bombs in the building.
And there is the very interesting case of David Hanshew. Mr. Hanshew is a professional photographer for the New York Daily News. He took a famous photo of the South Tower right after United 175 supposedly flew right into this wall.
I was underneath it. I was looking at the tower. I had my camera in my hand. I heard the noise. I never saw the airplane.
He had this view. Each image in the flight path is separated by 1 second. David Hanshew would have been able to see the plane for at least 6 seconds. He would have been able to hear it coming for considerably longer than that.
I had no idea what it was, and then the South Tower just exploded. It just blew up, and somebody said that was a plane.
It just blew up. A big explosion.
Bomb in another building, not second plane.
I had thought that there was an explosion from within the Trade Center.
News reporters at the scene also seem to have missed the plane.
The building's exploding right now. I did not see a plane go in. That just exploded.
So, I found some more stuff on 9/11. This whole story just keeps going. And this is something that people may or may not know, because there's a lot of layers to 9/11. But what I just kind of went down the rabbit hole of not too long ago was a man named Barry Jennings. Now, he worked for the city of New York, and he was part of the emergency housing department. He was the deputy of that division. Now, he survived 9/11. He was in one of the buildings. He was in the second tower. So he survived that whole thing, right? So he's seeing this in real time. He's like, there was explosions floor by floor by floor, and I'm seeing this, I'm hearing this, right? So he survives. He gives his testimony that day, because they were doing interviews on the ground level.
Okay.
And he says this. He was like, this isn't what it seems. It's very weird. The plane hits, and then these explosions floor by floor is happening.
He said that on video.
He says this. So then an investigation happens. Things are being looked into. Obviously, Building 7 just falling out of nowhere. Whole investigation on that. And the thing about that building, Larry Silverstein owned that building and took out a massive insurance policy right before.
Oh, did he now?
And then nothing hit it, goes down, collects the insurance.
Cashes out.
But anyways, here's the spooky part. As an investigation is going on, now they're trying to find Barry Jennings and get his testimonial. Where's Barry? Oh, he's actually dead.
Really?
He died. Yes, he died right before they can investigate, give his testimonial, give his evidence of what he saw and what he found, and he's dead.
Wow.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Keepers of sheep. Brother Kashai. Back with another lesson. The Lord's will. This video is edifying. All right. Before we begin, I'd like to first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High. Yahweh Bahasham. Yahweh Shai Bahasham. Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom. And shalom to those for elect, beginning with the 144,000. All right. And today's lesson will be titled The Wonderful Wicked of Oz. All right. Or that'll be good. The Wonderful Wicked of Oz. Okay. And as you can see, today's lesson is inspired by a few clips played at the beginning of the video. And basically, again, if I didn't mention, of course, this lesson is inspired through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. But just want to touch on how basically everything is staged. Everything is planned out. All right. Everything is fake. All right. Nothing is real. All right. Everything we see on the news is fake. Majority of this war, all right, the things we're hearing about this current war in Iran and Israel with the U.S. is majority that we get is fake news, all right. And they're currently planning a attack on U.S. soil like they did with the 9/11 incident, all right. And just to mention that this is fair use content, all right. All fair use content. No one's getting paid. It's just all fair use, right? And yeah, man. We just have to be circumspect, all right. We have to be vigilant. We have to be wise, all right, and understand that. This devil, he sets up, he frames people, all right? He's the accuser of our brethren, right? Ultimately. I think there's Revelation. But, yeah, man. And I use the title, The Wonderful Wicked of Oz, because in that movie, all right, for those who haven't seen it, not to spoil it, but in the end, all right, the wizard, all right, was really, someone hopeless. Sorry, someone without real power. Someone pulling strings. All right. I think he was, in the movie he was like, he was behind the curtain. All right, but with this big, loud, magical voice that you might have thought he was a real powerful source or energy or man or whatever, but it was just a man. And we'll grab that first, right? I think that's Isaiah. All right, the Egyptians are just men, because even with the so-called moon landing, all right, I threw that in there because all of this is deception. Okay, all of this is it's to keep you deceived ultimately, right? So, understand that this devil, he's he's controlling the narrative, right? He controls what you think, all right, what you see. And that's why we can't, lean on our own understanding. We can't only go off what we see all the time or what we hear. All right. So this is Isaiah 31. I really could start at 1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord." And these devils, they do this to seek vainglory, all right, to seem like the savior or the help to the world, right? But ultimately, they're the wicked, right? It says, "Yet he also is wise, and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity." Right? It says, "Now the Egyptians are men and not God." All right, and that should prove that there probably wasn't a real moon landing. All right, it probably was all fake. And while the scriptures say he set his nest on high, rough the pyramid, so I can grab it real quick. I think that's the precept going to that. And this could also be talking about their satellites, right? It says, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord." Right? So they have power to set up these satellites, but as far as the moon landing, probably a lot of that probably was fake, man. Right? I can't say 100%, right? But we know that this devil, is he's a deceiver, all right? And that's what the word devil goes into, deceiving. Again, it says, "Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horse is flesh and not spirit." I mean, he doesn't have the power to go out of this the firmament, man. All right, the chariots, they have power, which are referred to as horses, right? Also, they have power to enter enter this remnant. Not remnant. Is it remnant? No, not remnant, but they have power to come in and out. All right, they have power to go to the stars and back. All right, but Esau, he only has enough power to, and he's even revealed that he's even said that he only they can only go so far. They can't break that barrier. But the chariots, they have power to come in and out. They have power to go to the spiritual realm, all right, and come back. They have power to go to the third heaven, the second heaven, first heaven, right? They have the because they're spirit, all right. They're not flesh, all right. Like this devil's inventions, like his fighter jets, right? His airplanes, his helicopters, right? He may even have so-called UFOs he's created, right? He says, "Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horse is flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, and he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall, and they shall fall, and they shall all fail together." Right? So, because eventually all these nations are going to team up to try to go against the Lord anyway. All right? At the height of World War III, when the Lord returns to redeem his elect, all right, the war is going to be focused on the so-called UFOs, which we know are chariots according to the Bible. All right, and these nations are going to be sadly, madly disappointed. All right, and the Lord's coming back to utterly destroy, man. All right, meaning there's gonna be no fight. There's gonna be no match. All right, he says, "I will not meet thee as a man." He's not gonna get down on the ground. All right, and give Esau the opportunity to, fight with him. No, it's gonna be all out war advantage, right? So real quick, just a couple precepts backing up the point at hand, man, because this devil, he's being revealed. All right, his witchcraft, his sorcery is not working anymore. All right, real quick, see if I can find something. Bear with me. Lord will, I can find it. I guess it wasn't meant for me to find. But anyway, let's get Job 9:24, right? It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he?" All right, so right now the world is controlled by the wicked. All right, they control what we think, what we see, the narrative. They control all aspects of life. They control the food, okay, the water, all right, the animals, all right. They have power to, cage up lions and elephants and bears, right? It says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. All right, he covered the faces of the judge thereof, not where and who is he? All right, who was the first to have the so-called moon? And it was, the wicked, right? Revelation 12:9 says, "And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." All right, and that's going into that World War III, man. All right, that fight between the angels, all right, and Yahushua, our Lord, against this devil and his angels. All right. So yeah, man, that deception is coming to an end. All right, and it will be put to an end when the Lord returns. Okay. 2 Thessalonians 2. All right. Where should I start? I started 4. It says, I started 3. So like he said, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed." Right? "The son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." So this devil, all right, has put himself as God. All right, he's that's the thing, man. He think he's God. He wants to control all things, right? It says, "Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And when the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, that's the point, man. He's gonna be the wicked shall be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with his spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. So it won't. He can't deceive the Lord. All right. It says, even him whose coming is after all working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. All right. And with all deceivableness, unrighteousness, and them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So, you know, when we came into the truth, or when we was granted this the spirit, all right, all his deceivableness went out the window. He wasn't able to deceive us anymore because we had the spirit. We had eyes to see, ears to hear. All right, and that's a blessing, man. That's a opportunity. All right, that's major. All right. Because without this truth, we would still be deceived. We would still believe JC's so-called white man. We would still believe on the moon landing. We would still believe that, the white man is the righteous. Right? We would still believe these things. All right, through his deception, through his movies. All right, through his witchcraft, his sorcery. Right. Genesis 3:1, it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord our power had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said ye should not eat of the tree of the garden? All right, so the Lord told us at the beginning, all right, that this serpent was more subtle than any beast. All right, meaning he was able to deceive anyone. All right, anything. All right, we got to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Okay. Should we read more on that? That's really that on that. We'll grab some 2 Corinthians. We'll close out. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It reads, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." All right, and that's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakudash. All right, that we are not ignorant of his devices, man. All right, and that's why, ultimately we know that when it comes time for this chip to be made mandatory, that it will be in our best interest not to take it, right? Because we know that those who do take it, they will receive a reward for that, all right? And their reward will be death, okay? And those who don't take it, all right, those who don't bow the knee will receive a reward, and that's the kingdom of heaven, okay? That's salvation, right? So with that, man, once again, I pray, all right, that this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'll let it close out by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim, Rakah HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.